Welcome to Besties and Bubbles.
Welcome. Cheers.
Cheers,
Friends.
cheers, cheers, cheers.
It's podcast day.
We so look forward to podcast day.
Love podcast day.
We do. We actually so do. And you guys, you're going to love this. This is from our sponsor.
Absolutely.
We chilled it and got to pop it open as we were talking about, this episode. And I love it.
First of all, the packaging is marvelous. It opened up so nicely.
Kim did that because it opened so nicely.
Yes, when I uncorked it, it was so beautiful. I loved it. So you guys, this is from Luca Bosio Vineyards, which is in Italy.
Love.
Italiano, in Veneto, Italy. So Venetian. So this is a Prosecco that has a sense of apple.
You can taste it.
You could taste it. White flower, like as in gardenia.
And Kim said she can taste it.
I think I can.
And my question is, how do you know? Have you eaten a white flower?
Well, I haven't necessarily eaten a white flower, but I think you smell it, and when you smell it, then you kind of taste it.
I'm going to say that I don't know that I can taste white flower, but I love it. Go ahead.
So it's a little too, it is an extra dry, so it's a little to the sweeter side, but has a really nice.
That's what it means when it's dry?
Ironically, extra dry means it's sweeter as opposed to a brut.
Okay, we had a brut last time.
Which we had a brut last time.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is delightful. It's
so yummy.
Delicious. From our area, you can find this at some of the places that we've mentioned before. The Corner Cottage, which is in Elmhurst, Cabernet and Company, which is in Glen Ellen. And then our friends at Avanzare also have it, which is in Lombard.
We love Avanzare.
So,
great.
Yes. And I think it'd be a wonderful gift for people.
I think it's a great gift, you guys, because it's like a black bottle.
It's so cool. It's so cool. I love the packaging on it. And there's a sweet little story that I want to share with you all afterwards. So stay tuned, and I'll tell you a little bit more.
But it is named after
the bottle's named after Luca's grandmother, Angela.
Yes.
And I don't know if you guys can see.
Yeah, her name is on
there.
If you
zoom in.
Yeah.
Nona Angela, which is very, very sweet to pay homage to his grandmother.
So at the end, Kim will read everything, all the information we got on it, in case you're interested, because I think it was super.
It's sweet. It's very sweet.
Yes,
I like it.
Yes, we're gonna leave it right there for you to look at.
Yes.
So today,
friends,
again, we get all of our podcast ideas from the socials.
We do sometimes,
and sometimes from our listeners.
Yes, right. For sure. So this was one thing that I saw in the socials, and it did resonate with me. And we've talked about this before in different areas, but I think that it hit home a little bit because it is in regards to parenting older children, which we have talked about. But this, what we're going to discuss is a little bit more in their age ranges.
Yes.
And kind of what they are doing, how maybe we should respond, right? And some of the things that we can do to not impose conflict, right? And we've talked about this. I mean, raising adult children it's not easy. So anyway,
we don't think it's easy, but we do love our children.
But we've been there, and anything that we can do to kind of help further along our relationships with our children is something that we hold near and dear. So
these are just like good guidelines. So see what works for you.
Yeah.
The first age category.
So they start with ages 17 to 19.
Go ahead and enjoy your sip.
Which I know I never
taste the white flowers.
Yeah, I do.
It's so crisp. This was a really good one.
It's delicious.
I think it is I think it's a great gift for sure.
It's
okay.
Delicious.
So ages 17 to 19.
So think about late high school, early college,
right?
Or just graduating high school or what have you. And they're really kind of, it's that first push into adulthood, if you will.
Agreed.
And really that's what they're doing. They're pushing boundaries, right? But we have all said kids crave routine
Structure.
and structure. So it's the pushing of the boundaries, but they still want to belong to the family.
Yeah,
you
right.
know,
or with friends, craving belonging could be with friends too. They want to fit in.
That's true.
Right.
They say that, and I know I've experienced this, that they may act like they don't need you anymore. Like, I got this, mom.
Right.
But really deep down they do. They will test limits, right? But I think at the same time, when they're pushing you, when they're pushing you, they're also kind of seeking, like, how far can I go, but yet I need you there,
Yeah.
And so part of that, which is our role, right? And we're looking
So they basically say, like, this is what the characteristics are, and then this, we're looking at the socials, it gave you like your role, like how you should treat them. Okay.
Or recommendations. And
yeah.
You know what? Maybe you have done some of these, maybe you haven't, but also maybe you've experienced some type of conflict in either doing or not doing. So anyway, they say your role here, right, for kids 17 through 19 is encourage their independence, set firm but kind boundaries, which I think is fair.
And that's like, I mean, that in that age range, it's still like curfew.
Yeah.
Getting your homework done or having a certain grade before you go out or things like that. Like, have those strong structures. That's been helpful.
We have talked about like, we're not friends. Like, I am your parent.
Yeah.
So and it's my job to parent you.
Right.
So we're still in this range, right? 17 to 19. Be emotionally available without being too clingy, right? Like, you don't want to be all up in your kids.
No, they want a little bit of that doing. Independence. Okay, yeah.
But again, I still think that's fair. If you have curfew and you have boundaries, they need to be respecting that, and you should be enforcing that too. Yeah. And if they don't, there should be a consequence for it.
Right. That's how they learn.
So they also say, just from an insight, really in the end, they're just seeking, I thought this was interesting, seeking identity through separation. Right?
Oh, that is interesting. Yeah.
So it's not necessarily that they're rebelling against you, but it's they're developing. They're developing, and let's face it, this could be a whole another podcast. Their brains are still developing. Like, they got a long way.
Those boys especially have a long way to go.
So I thought that this was very interesting, and I don't know. I mean, you have children. All your children have been through.
Yep.
This.
I'm out of
this
that age group. Yes. Yeah. I have survived.
Yes.
I'm a survivor.
You are. And I'm in this right now with my youngest. So
And do you feel like these things are helpful? Just hearing it? It puts it, because it's not rebellion. You know what I mean? Like, it does make sense. It's just them trying to be an individual themselves, right?
Yes. I think, yes, I appreciated these words and, what they had to say. And it's interesting because I think back, we've talked about raising our children and being different parents, for each child.
Yeah.
This is also very true.
Very true.
So
that maybe, well, right now I think there's so much information out there.
There is.
That you didn't have when I was a younger mom. I had to write a book.
100%.
I had to read a book. When I was pregnant, I got the book, what to expect when you're expecting.
Yeah.
Now there's an app for that, apparently. It sends you things. It tells you what size the baby.
There's stuff
we
on
didn't have
the
any
interwebs all over the place.
All right. Next age group is 20 to 25, 20 to 24. And I have 2 children in this category, ironically. All right. They say that they search for self. They're exploring who they are.
Okay.
Relationally, professionally, and spiritually. That makes sense. That they're just kind of looking. I know my youngest still is, I know she wants to do, right? But she's not quite there professionally, exactly.
Right.
And she's doing things to make ends meet and stuff like that. So they're still trying to see who they really are, right?
Right. Yeah.
And my son, who actually is 24 and, will be 25, right? He's already in his profession. It's, what I mean? So this is very, very true.
Yeah.
They may feel distant or dismissed. Oh, I might feel distant or dismissed.
Well, yeah.
Right? It's
Uh,
not rejection, it's growth. The less they need me, the more independent and the better they're growing into someone healthy. So that's actually good. But from a parent, it could feel like rejection. And
it,
that's fair.
and it's difficult if maybe your child doesn't live close to you, and
Right.
it's just phone calls, right? You don't get to see each other as often. And I think that that's a tough pill to swallow for
Yes.
a lot of parents.
Yes.
So I'm glad that that is written to recognize it.
Right.
They're
Because
not deliberately doing it,
we do have, right. Right.
right?
They're not rejecting us. They're
Right.
just trying to be
Yeah.
their own person.
Yes.
And I know we each have sons. Like my son just lives in Chicago. Like I could
Mm-hmm.
get to his house in 40 minutes probably. And your son is like a 6 hour flight. Is it 6 hours?
It's 9 direct.
Direct,
At
it's
best.
9
It's, yeah, at best.
in Hawaii.
In Hawaii. Yeah.
Right. So we both rely basically on talking to our kids
Yeah.
on
On the
well,
phone.
not even on social media, but just
Just,
really on the
yeah.
phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So your role as a parent with this age group, they suggest be a judgment free, safe space.
Yeah. Which is
Listen,
also difficult as a parent.
it is difficult, but this age group, they are adults.
This
They
is
can
very
serve our
true.
country. They
Yep.
can vote. They
Yes.
can buy cigarettes. They're adults,
Yeah.
right? So be a judgment free, safe. Try not to judge them, right? Listen more than you advise. I think that's good for teenagers too, but that's just what's suggested, right? Listen more than you give advice because they're already feeling like they don't need as much advice anymore, right? I think let go of control. See, I still have all
I
my kids
still
like
have
on
to have
Life
another
360. Now,
sip.
I wouldn't classify that as control. I think it's a safety thing. But I have definitely learned with my older kids now that my younger kids are becoming the same age,
Right. Yeah.
at this age group, is that I do have to not feel like they have to feel like I am not in control of them.
Yeah. And you
And
bring
it's
up,
hard to do.
yeah, because that comes from a place of, I think it's love, right?
Care,
It's you
a
love
hundred
them
percent.
and you care about them. So you want to make sure their well being is taken care of,
Yes.
right? So
Yes, yes, yes.
it's interesting because from a parent's view, I would think we don't view it as control, but from the child's view,
Right.
like, why are you all over me? Why are you asking me, why you
Yeah.
keep track of me? Why you do
Right.
this? Why you do that? Like,
Right.
and it
I got
really,
it. I can do it.
yeah,
They're like,
and
yeah.
it really is coming from a sense of love and,
Yes.
and
But we
caring.
need to, especially in this age group, we need to just let them be. It also says that this self focused stage, that's true,
Okay,
right? Self focused,
you're
very
right.
true, right? Stage is developmentally normal and necessary.
Okay,
So, in my experience, I would say it's 100% right on.
yeah,
So that rung very true for me. What's your age?
yeah. I well, just to
Oh, yes,
one
but
point on that. Self-focused is such a nice way of saying selfish, right? So
well, I
I'm
don't
just
think so.
calling it out.
I think selfish is I'm only thinking of myself and I'm not thinking of others. Self-focus is I am giving myself time to focus on myself. That doesn't mean you're not focused on somebody. It doesn't mean that you're rude or negative. It just means that, I'm deciding where I want to live. I'm deciding what career. I'm deciding, you know,
Okay,
all those things. I think it's all right. I definitely a positive, but I don't equate it to selfish.
well, I'll try to use self-focused
Yeah,
and not selfish.
yeah.
You know,
Then,
but I think we've talked about this before. Children are innately selfish.
yeah.
That's just because they have to be, and that's just how they
Well, in
are
your 20s,
growing up.
they actually say that more marriages survive when you get married later because in your 20s, you're only thinking of
About
yourself.
yourself. Yeah.
And so it's hard to, sacrifice for somebody
Yeah.
else. So,
Yeah. No,
well,
I get
Ben's
it.
not even in that category yet.
No, he is. He's a part of that.
Oh, he's 20.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be 22.
Is he 22?
Yeah. He's
Oh,
smack dab in the middle of that.
right in the
Yeah.
dead
Yeah.
center.
So
Okay.
so the next age range they have, so these are kids that are in their mid to late 20s, 25 to 29. And I do have a child. My oldest is in this age range.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also very interesting. So these are kids potentially, I should say young adults, that are building a life. They're building their careers, relationships, routines, and and all of that kind of takes center stage.
Yeah.
Right. So this is
Yeah.
really when kids are branching out from their parents and that home family life they have
Right.
to be
Right.
themselves. They're individuals, right? Um, they might not include you in everything. I'm
Be still my
crushed.
heart.
I know, right? And it's okay. As much as that may hurt and might tear up, it's okay. It really is. So, but they say your role should be is to respect their boundaries and their time, encourage, like, don't insert yourself in certain situations as much as you would like to. Respect their boundaries, stay flexible. Okay. So maybe, and I am kind of proud of myself. I've done this
Okay.
where my son, who's in this age range, is married and has a child, and they live close. And I love to do family dinner, right? But a lot of times we don't know our schedules ourselves, right? So
Yeah.
so they're saying stay flexible. So I'll ask, hey, can you guys come over for dinner? Because
Right.
we'd love to see you. We'd love to see the baby.
Right.
But if it doesn't happen this night, it's okay. We can do it another night,
Yeah.
right? And so I do think
That makes it
that's
happen then, because it can be on their time because they are having a baby. Maybe they didn't sleep well that night. Like there's all
exactly,
sorts of
or
things. Yeah.
whatever's going on.
Yeah. He does side jobs. He's
Yes,
tired. And
but
yeah.
it's being encouraging.
Mm-hmm.
It's that we want to spend time with you, but but it doesn't have to be like exactly when I
Right.
say, like, and oh my gosh, if you can't do it, then
Forget
it.
Yeah. Okay,
So
good.
so a little insight on this one. They say, according to family systems theory, respecting autonomy actually strengthens the connection with your child.
That's very true.
So, well, very true, because you have kids that are outside of this age range.
Well, Dean is in that range.
Oh, is he at the top? He's at the top.
He's not quite 30 yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
But your children both have families.
Mm-hmm.
So this would resonate.
Yeah. And it's weird.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, because I don't think my kids watch this podcast, but I was babysitting this morning.
Mm-hmm. You were.
My oldest
Mm-hmm.
daughter's kids, and little Jack. Oh, he's so smart. And he's 3, and he's telling me, I'm going to the Children's Museum today with my cousins, he tells me.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, which means he's going with my daughter-in-law
Right.
and her kids,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, that's so good. Like, you're going to have so much. And I left, and I was like, how come nobody invited me?
Yeah, right? Like, where was my invite?
Huh? I'm okay to babysit, but like, what?
Right. But like when I want to have like fun.
Why can't I go?
Why can't I?
But then I thought, that was my initial reaction.
Yeah.
So sorry. I don't think Nicole watches this. But anyway, that was my initial reaction. Was like, oh, they're all like all my babies. Like, that's my heart. They're all going to the Children's Museum. Why can't I go? And then I backpedal. I'm like, it's so good that they get to be together without a mom there.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's my daughter, Nicole, and her sister-in-law.
Right.
Because Dean was, working, right?
And they have the opportunity to talk on their level.
And talk about what they're both going through, which is all the same stuff.
Exactly.
Which is different than me. So anyway, I was not offended. Don't call them up or anything. But my initial reaction was, how come I wasn't invited?
Yeah.
Do I have to plan everything?
I would feel the same way.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
All right. So
we're on to the 30s. Okay. How we doing on time? Pretty good?
We're good.
All right. Seeing you clearly when your kids are in their 30s.
Okay.
They are more likely to see us as parents.
As people.
Now they view you through adult eyes.
Mm-hmm.
If they're parenting, which my daughter in her 30s is parenting, they may understand your sacrifices and your shortcomings.
Ooh.
All of a sudden I have grace.
That's a zing. Well,
that's great. No, because I know I wasn't perfect.
This is true, but sometimes that can be a zing on your shortcomings. But that's okay.
Well, like when you've lost it with your kids, or you'd be oh, whatever it was.
Okay, fair.
They've done that too in their private moments, and so they're like, oh.
Okay. I'm reading more into it than probably should be.
Well, I just don't think it's oh.
Right? Like,
two different.
I'm
This
thinking
is why
about,
we have a podcast,
I
Kim,
know,
because we have
I'm
two
thinking
different
about like
perspectives.
deep stuff, and you're just thinking about like
Yelling too
maybe
much
I
or
just,
losing it.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
Okay,
yeah.
well, I
Okay,
think
so this
it's
can
fair.
bring either closeness or conflict.
Mm.
And I'll tell you, it's your choice whether you bring closeness or conflict. Your
I would
children are
agree.
starting to see you as a parent, that if they're now parenting, they understand you better.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, and my daughter, thankfully, we've always had a good relationship. It's so good.
Yeah.
And I
That's
love
wonderful.
still taking care of her,
Yes.
but only when she asks. When I need to babysit, or if she's not feeling well, or you know what I mean, those
Yeah.
early days when the baby is born, whatever.
Sure,
But
sure.
even today, again, I walked in and these boys, I got these two little boys, she got these two little boys, right? And they're running around and they're jumping on me and I'm rolling on the floor. I'm like, oh, like acting like they're
Yeah.
knocking me down. I pick them up and I let them go, and then they run through the kitchen and they run in. And then the next one comes and gets me and I'm on the floor, and I'm looking at my daughter sip her coffee and just have a moment, watching her boys be so excited to see their grandma,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know? And that's a relationship that Nicole and I have now.
Yeah. And that's beautiful.
And that was her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was on the floor playing with her. And thankfully I'm still in good enough shape, and
Of course.
and I have the energy where I can do that too. They're not really beating me up, but I let them think that they're beating me up. Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, and I do think that that's wonderful.
Yeah.
But I do think that for some, maybe our friends have experienced where that could lead to conflict.
I
Like
think it can.
it could, if no,
Well, okay.
that's tough.
It is. Okay, so this is what they say our role is when your kids are in their 30s.
Okay, do share.
Right. Apologize without getting defensive. Just say you're sorry.
Yeah.
Don't explain. If they think you have done something, just apologize.
Yeah.
Okay? Offer wisdom, not control. Invest in adult to adult relationship. Invest in an adult,
like
adult
not
to adult.
adult to or parent to child,
Right.
but because we're both adults now.
We're
right?
both adults now. Right. So she often gets made fun of kind of in the family for having like all these healthy choices with her food, or how early she goes to bed, or
Right.
how structured she is, and all that kind of stuff. And it's just a joke, and but that's how she wants to parent, and her kids are amazing. Great.
Yeah.
Now I wasn't like that.
Right.
But great.
But it's to respect.
It is to respect
that
her as a woman and a mother and
right.
someone in her 30s.
It might not be something that you would have
Right.
done or agree with, but that's not your kid. It's
Absolutely.
not your grandkid. You're not raising your grandchild.
Right.
She is raising
Right.
her children.
And she's doing a fabulous job.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I got to tell you how smart Jack is. He's crazy smart. Okay. So the insight is humility, right? Humility opens the door to healing, even when the past had wounds.
So
if the takeaway is, if I'm humble, right, that heals, because now she's seeing me as a real person,
right,
that I wasn't perfect, because she's not perfect, right?
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. Interesting, right?
I think it is interesting, and I appreciate that, because I think that, and maybe our friends have either been in positions or know people that have been in positions, maybe things weren't great when you were growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now you are an adult, right? Or you have that adult child now. Maybe you're trying to make amends with them. And I think those are very, I don't want to say interesting, but helpful words and scenarios just to ponder on. Right.
And I will say, in my situation, sharing my own thing, is that, Nicole was 4 when her dad and I went through a divorce.
Yeah, that's so young.
And I don't think that she can remember us fighting or things like that. And her dad and I bought houses down the street from each other, and he was around a lot, and we did family things together. We did the best we could. Her dad and I, to keep, all that stuff. But we'll never really know how that affected her. So if she has, from that and stuff, now that she's older, she sees, maybe relationships are kind of difficult, they are, and what she needs and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I thought that was great insight.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. And then lastly, rounding out, which we don't have children, that are in their 40s necessarily, but I think it was helpful maybe to reflect on our own relationships with our parents.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point we'll be here with
Yes,
kids
that's
in our
true.
40s
That's
too,
true.
God
But
willing. So so it says in your 40s it's more about reflection and realignment.
right.
Their lives, as we can imagine, are full. Their careers. They've got tweens and teens and
They're in the thick of
midlife
all that
changes.
running around and
Oh,
dinners in the
you're in the
car,
thick
and
of it.
yeah,
I mean, you're doing
we do call it the thick of it.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're reevaluating their family life. And it can either lead to healing or create new tension.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know.
Yeah.
But what we can do is, again, stay humble.
Mm-hmm.
Even when feedback stings, which you think you have done the best job you can,
Yeah.
but when your kid comes back with a zing, you're just like, what? Like, but
Even
again,
when they're in their 40s, right?
yes,
Yeah.
but again, that goes back to the just apologize
Without being defensive.
Yeah, just
I'm sorry I made you feel that way.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Wasn't my intention.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Keep showing up without expecting anything.
Yeah.
Just be there.
Yep.
Be there. Honestly, that's all our kids need is for us just to be there.
Even when they're 40 is what we're saying. They
I
still just need
I still
us.
need my parents.
Yes, you do.
I love my parents, and
Yeah.
I'm in my middle 50s, so
Yeah.
I still need them to show up. Be open, be reconnecting in new ways.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's something that as a parent, they're a parent, you're their parent, that there's a connection, like,
Yeah.
hey, like, I'm going through something. Did you ever go through this?
Yeah. Right.
I don't know. So, and so one of the things that I thought was interesting is just in the end of this with your kids in your 40s is there was a quote that if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault.
And that's a Bible verse.
It is a Bible verse. And
yeah.
I just was like, well, wow.
Yeah.
Like, in the end, and again, I know we have all different situations with our kids, but we love our children,
mm-hmm.
and we will continue to be their cheerleaders and their supporters. And
we're going to continue to keep learning.
Absolutely.
Because I don't think we're perfect. You know what I mean?
Far from it.
Whoa, with the far from it. But Kimmy and I, again, if you're just joining us for some strange reason, Kimmy and I talk every day. We see each other face to face every day.
We do.
So our daily conflict, whether it be a kid or a man in our life or anything, right? We talk through.
We do.
So we know we don't handle every situation correctly on the first try. But I do think we're good people, and I think we're always trying. And I think that's all we can do is just to keep trying.
That's half the battle.
Yeah. And our kids need us, even in their 40s. Definitely obviously, when they're little. Definitely in the teenage years. But they still need you. Your role starts to change. So hopefully save this podcast, maybe, revisit it or send it to somebody that might be struggling with their kid. And maybe they can pick up on something, because we thought this information was like A+. We
did. So we love you, friends.
We love
our sponsor. This was so delicious.
It was delicious. I drank every drop.
Luca.
This is gone.
Bosio.
Look at
such a great.
There was one last spot.
Wow.
I'm so sorry. I just spilled a little.
Maybe we need to go to Italy to go visit his vineyards.
And you guys, I'm telling you, this is a great little gift. We looked it up. Well, we think it's like.
All right,
we won't quote the price because we're not sure. Yeah. It's under 30.
Yes.
For a bottle, if you could, get, but we think it's great.
Yeah.
It's a great wine. Anyway, okay. Cheers, Kimmy.
Cheers.
To going through it. And I also want to say, we did this whole podcast about if you're a parent of children, but to be continued, we are going to do a podcast about adults that decided not to have kids.
Yes.
We were just talking about that.
Or
we're going to do that, and we're going to walk through that stuff, like the freedoms that they have that we don't have, or maybe regret, but we just always wanted to be moms, and so we became moms.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do another podcast, you people. So you just keep checking back, and we'll be sure and make sure
Oh,
you know
yeah.
about it.
And maybe we'll add some stepchildren in there, and
Oh,
I mean, because those are real life
challenging
these are
times.
real life situations.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
anyway, we love you, friends. Thank you for
Thank you for
watching
watching.
us. We
And stay
appreciate
tuned if you
you.
want to hear the story about this wine. I mean, about this Prosecco.
Oh, yes.
Stay tuned. Cheers.
Right. Ciao.
It's yummy.
Okay, friends. I promised you we'd do a little bit of background on the wonderful Prosecco that we had today, which was by Luca Bosio Vineyards. So a little bit of the background is these grapes are hand picked or hand harvested, and cold pressed after a brief maceration. If you guys are not familiar with that, it basically means taking some type of sugar and putting it over a fruit or the grapes to get those natural juices to come out, which is amazing. So, one of the things I did want to share was that the background of Luca Bosio is he is so involved with his family. So I am going to read a little bit of this. That he was raised among the vines in the Piedmont region, and he basically inherited the native intelligence and natural ability for farming from his parents and grandparents, and his talent for growing grapes was absolutely amazing. So he actually went to school to enroll in the enology program, which, in case you don't know what enology is, it's basically the study of wine, right? Mm-hmm. So that was something that was new to me. I think we all think of like a sommelier, but actually the agricultural and the farming part of it is enology. And he gained amazing information technology advancements to use native yeasts and how to make a valuable wine that had less sulfur and other chemical additives. So his schooling of learning enology is what helped to prompt him to preserve the best aromas and basically produce the best bottles of Prosecco that we've been enjoying. So, and again, this Prosecco that you can see behind me, he paid homage to his lovely Nonna, his grandma, Nonna Angela. And what a beautiful way to do that, to pay homage to her in this delightful bottle of wine. It's refreshing, it's effervescent, and when you pour a glass of this, you can cheers to Nonna. So cheers.